to get at this thing that has all these benefits and good things, do I need to be married? And the answer is no. There's a gentleman who was not married, and he looked like this. This is Emanuel Swedenborg, or a painting of him. He was writing all this. He was obviously in this wisdom about it, but he never married in the world. There are some letters he wrote that seemed to indicate there was somebody he thought would maybe be his partner in the next life, but he wasn't married, and he wasn't worried about it, because there is this marriage of the good and truth inside yourself that you can be working on, and it's a process. And it doesn't. You don't have to be perfect at it as we're going. Even the angels aren't perfect in their relationships. Married Love 71, he talks about it. No love can become pure in us or in angels, so this love cannot become pure either. However, since the Lord looks primarily at the direction of our intentions, to the extent that we are engaged in this effort and stay with it, we are led into its purity and holiness and continue to improve. So right from the outset, you don't have to be married to be working on this marriage of goodness and truth. And you don't have to feel like, okay, I need to get this purity. I need to be perfect in order for this thing to start. God just sees the intention. Are you trying? Which direction are you trying in? He can fill things in from there, and it can be a step-by-step process. That really, the way to work on getting marital love is the steps of regeneration, as Swedenborg describes them. And we have a little graphic of them. Recognize harmful thoughts, feelings, and actions. Resist harmful thoughts, feelings, and actions. Turn to God for help. Make efforts to act with kindness and integrity. You can download this book here from Swedenborg.com for free. Those steps have nothing to do with marriage. I mean, that's about how you treat everybody. That's about bringing good things, taking them in, making them a part of life, resisting bad things. That's actually the quickest way. That's the only genuine way to it. You don't have to be even living with your soulmate. As Swedenborg describes it, there's like a triangle. As we work on ourselves and get pulled closer to God, that is drawing us closer to our soulmate, whoever that may be, whether we meet them in this life or in the next life. Just that working on it pulls you toward the center, and God is pulling the strings there. So anybody can be accessing this at any time. And something interesting, though, when we are talking about, so say you are married and you're trying to work on that, Swedenborg says that romance, what we consider romance, those feelings, they are a way to kick off marriage, but they don't compose the core of it. And this is something you find in psychology, too. This is from his Married Love 162. The union, this is talking about between spouses, the union is affected gradually, beginning with the first days of the marriage. For couples who are committed to a true love of marriage, it becomes deeper and deeper to eternity. The first warmth of a marriage does not bring about union. In fact, it depends on love for the opposite sex in general, which is primarily physical and secondarily spiritual. And whatever arises in the spirit because of the body does not last very long. So you get married, you're all Twitter-pated, then it fades out. A love that arises in the body because of the spirit does endure, though. This love of the spirit that arises in the body because of the spirit permeates the souls and minds of a couple, bringing with it friendship and trust. That's interesting. That's the core, friendship and trust, rather than romantic inclinations. When these two unite with the marriage's initial love, a love of marriage comes into being that opens their chests and breathes into them the sweetness of love. This enters deeper and deeper as the friendship and trust join forces with that early love, and it enters into them and they into it. So you've got this, at the beginning, but unless it gets joined up to friendship and trust, it can't move. We often go into relationships initially thinking, Marilyn was saying, you don't want to expect your partner to be everything to you. We often ask the wrong questions of our partners, which is why we're going to show you a clip of this little video we made called The Wrong Question to Ask. And while, in a relationship you can work on compromising and trying to meet each other's needs, but the problem is that here, on a certain level, both parties are operating through the belief that love equals somebody giving me what I want or matching up with my romantic expectations. And no matter how much that's placated and catered to by the other partner, it's never going to turn into a real, sustainable, not self-centered desire to be a good partner for someone, aka love. And you learn that, you learn that as you go. So before we end this section, to mix that all together, the point is you are working on yourself, your own spiritual growth, your own personal growth. If you're doing that with someone, that's great. If you're doing that not with them, that's okay. You're still can be moving towards that.